As teachers, we are tasked with educating our students in the best way possible. As technology progresses, we should adapt our teaching methods to make sure our students are using the most up-to-date technology to improve achievement. Dr. Simonson, a leading proponent of e-learning, contends that hybrid classrooms incorporate research-based methods used in traditional classrooms and distance education courses. Our school system is in the perfect position to improve our traditional teaching methods by incorporating course sites as a means to improve our use of technology in the classroom. This informational video will provide background information on course sites as well as research-based methods that will prove the worth and validity of incorporating course sites into this school system's curriculum. In 2012, Blackboard, a leading developer in online learning tools, introduced course sites as a flexible and more versatile way of developing customized online courses. This technology houses instructional media, grading capabilities, and social networking capabilities that will extend far beyond the traditional classroom. Course Sites provides instructors with the opportunity to create flexible, open education experiences for students around the world or in a local setting. The technology affords teachers and instructors the capability to increase student engagement, encourage achievement, and promote success. While most associate online learning with higher education, Course Sites gives teachers and instructors the opportunity to teach students across a wide range of ages. With the popularity of online schools as a means of educating middle and secondary students, Course Sites meets the need for creating an online environment. Not only are online courses supported, but also the use of distance education principles in the traditional setting. Imagine students able to access real-time assessment results, collaborate with students instantaneously, and access instructional materials at all times. As we contemplate the adoption of this new technology, we must consider some very important facts about course sites. There are 4 key stages to innovation development that can help determine if it will successfully diffuse into mainstream use. In the next few minutes, I will discuss how Course Sites has progressed through these stages, and that based on that information, we can predict with certainty that Course Sites will be successfully introduced into our curriculum. The course series and open enrollment capabilities are part of Blackboard's continued effort to support growing interest in open education programs, including delivering large open courses, sometimes called MOOCs or Massive Open Online Courses, and make it easier for users to create, use, and find open courses and content. This is applicable for colleges and universities seeking to create distance education courses or K-12 school systems wanting to expand their courses for students or creating the hybrid classroom. Based on the information provided by Andrew Stern in his article in 2009, e-learning courses are beginning to have increased enrollment that is increasing at much faster rates than traditional on-campus enrollment. These stats indicate that students are wanting to meet their educational needs in a way that also meets the demands of their busy schedule. While Rogers asserts that many innovations come about as a means of solving problems, research must be completed to ensure that the innovation is practical. Based on the information provided by Blackboard, there are inherent benefits created by the use of course sites. Based on the feedback gathered from multiple teachers and administrators, Course Sites is user-friendly, customizable, and free. From an educational standpoint, it promotes collaboration among students in a setting that they are familiar with and allows the students to use technology in a meaningful way. Finally, this innovation allows students to learn outside of the classroom. Of the research conducted with teachers and administrators, 2 major issues surfaced. These issues are important because they surfaced with traditional teachers that were transitioning to online courses. This is relevant to our system as we will be asking teachers to use these online methods in addition to traditional teaching. The challenges that were mentioned most was the complexity of the technology. Incorporating technology is already an issue in the classroom, and teachers are worried that the technology will be too complicated. Also, teachers express concerns that this innovation will increase the workload of already overworked faculty. Not only are there concerns for teachers using and setting up course sites, but there are also concerns when it comes to students. Of course, these concerns are paramount for our school system, as many of our students will need access to computers while at school, and more importantly, the students would need access to the internet at home or some reliable setting outside of the classroom. After research has been completed, it is important to analyze how companies commercialize the product. This has major implications on how successful the product will be from a business standpoint, but also how the public will develop initial opinions about the product. The research data presented creates a clear case for adoption in our system. However, there must be a strategic plan to implement course sites to our teachers that will engage all faculty, staff, and administration. This plan incorporates three important stages: packaging, marketing, and development, and the implementation. These stages can also be referred to as the preparing stage, introduction stage, and application stage. This strategic plan is important because it will be the push to include the faculty, staff, and community in the implementation process. By planning for this process and allowing all of the stakeholders involved to have a hand in the process, this will ease concerns and give all a feeling of responsibility. To our process, which starts today, this chart is of the utmost importance. Rogers asserts that innovations develop over time and follow a specific path. Today, you have started the process by becoming informed and knowledgeable of the technology. You've been exposed to information concerning the company, the technology itself, and the research that supports its adoption. After today, you will then, through communication channels, discuss the information you have heard. Through these discussions, which are informal, you will begin to develop an opinion on the technology. This will lead to an initial feeling towards its implementation. Based on your opinion, you will then seek to persuade others to support the adoption process or reject the notion that this innovation could have sweeping changes for our school system. Rogers asserts that the next step is when this system makes the decision to pursue the technology as a sound investment or reject the idea completely. While you may not have reached this stage formally, I presented you with enough information today that supports its implementation. However, time will be given for all of you to analyze the information that is contained in this presentation and then allow for you to travel through this process at your own pace. Once a decision or consensus has been reached, the implementation phase will be initiated. This plan was discussed in the previous section as commercialization. At this point, the plans will be made to start the process and implement the technology. Finally, during our confirmation phase, we will reconvene and discuss the process as a whole and determine if we need to make changes to our implementation or decide if it continues to have merit and validity in our system. Again, we may reach the consensus to reject the technology after seeing it implemented into our system. Based on information from the course sites, there are 12,573 institutions currently using course sites. Since its launch in 2011, that is a drastic jump in usage. Also, there are 54,542 instructors taking advantage of course sites as a means of teaching. Those institutions and instructors are located in 159 countries around the world. In just a short time, course sites has become a leader in e-learning. Rogers asserts that there are generally an S-curve to show product usage. Because data is incomplete and course sites has been in existence for such a short time, it is difficult to show an S-curve of its use. However, there has been a rapid acceleration in its usage, and that may indicate that course sites is in the midst of an S-curve. To make sure that implementation is successful, it is important to recognize those individuals that fuel change in our educational system. Rogers identifies different groups of individuals that aid or retard the adoption and implementation process. Within our system exist individuals that are labeled as innovators. These individuals are up to date on the newest technologies and willing to explore these technologies regardless of the apparent risks or rewards. In our system, our IT support staff fits this bill, and their expertise should be employed to gain access to early adopters. While not as up to date and immersed in technology as the innovators, these early adopters are often open to new ideas and technology use. Like the innovators, they are risk takers and less concerned with early defeats or successes. However, they are important to our school system as they are members of social groups in which peers seek them out for answers and ideas. These two categories are important to our system as they provide unbiased guidance to others. Convincing the innovators and early adopters is important to the entire process, but only part of the process. Using relative advantage, triability, and complexity as a means of convincing stakeholders to use the technology will ensure maximum adoption. Course Sites provides a relative advantage by providing a means to improve instruction using distance education principles. Triability gives teachers the opportunity to use Course Sites and explore its power and problems. This gives teachers and staff the important opportunity to work out any perceived problems. This has a direct relationship with complexity. Prior to use, complexity is one of the biggest reasons that potential users reject innovations before they are able to use the innovation. Rogers identifies the important role that change agents play in the adoption and implementation process. As indicated by their name, change agents are responsible for bringing about positive change in a setting. The change agent recognizes a need for change and initiates the process of change. As the process takes place, the change agent supplies information to guide peer groups and their discussions, and also serves as a source of knowledge to help alleviate any problem that may come about during the process. Finally, the change agent promotes adoption to reach critical mass. Change agents ensure that enough faculty and support staff have adopted Course Sites to ensure that it will continue towards full implementation. Once critical mass has been established, it is only a matter of time before full adoption occurs. However, to reach critical mass, we must find change agents that will push the use of Course Sites throughout the school system, and must use the relative advantage created by Course Sites, triability, and complexity to convince other teachers of the benefits of this program. Throughout this presentation, I hope that you have understood the immense value that Course Sites can have to our school system. This product will improve instruction, will incorporate traditional teaching methods with new distance education philosophies, and will encourage academic collaboration outside of the classroom. As we move forward in a more technical world, the timing and setting are right for the incorporation of this new innovative digital classroom. It is my hopes today that as a Board of Education and group of administrators, that you will put your support behind the development of Course Sites as a part of the curriculum of our school system.